my name is Fina, and today I have an extra special video because I've just reached 10,000 subscribers on this channel, and I just needed to say thank you everyone who is here. I am so grateful for my little bubble of people. You're all so incredibly kind and welcoming and wonderful, and there are some names in my comments that I still recognise from when I only had 100 and it's just so lovely. It's a great feeling to see you guys all here, and I truly appreciate it. That's all I can say. So once again, thank you everyone for getting me here and for just being the best on the way. So, I had somebody ask me whether I would do a Q&A video, and I figured, why not do it now to celebrate? And so I put up a post on my community tab asking if anybody had any questions, and I did the same on my Instagram stories. And I've compiled a little list here on my laptop of the questions. And also I would like to apologise if you at any point hear my cat snoring. He is sleeping down there, and I don't have the heart to wake him up and move him. But let's move on. So one question that I got a lot was, how are you going to celebrate? And that one actually is also very relevant today because I am making a Patreon. So it isn't launched yet, but there's a wait list, so if you want to be notified when it's launched, you can put in your email and it will send you an alert. So I will leave the link for the wait list in the description, but on my Patreon I'm planning to put an extra video per month, early release for these videos, and then little extras like posts and polls, video requests, all that sort of thing, and then also a mention at the end of my videos. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and click that link. But for now, let's move on to the rest of my questions. I'm going to start simple with, how tall are you? I am 5'6", so pretty average, and 2 inches too short to join America's Next Top Model, but you win some, you lose some. What got you into ASMR? Well, when I was in school, I was diagnosed with insomnia because of stress, because I'm a sensitive petal and school is hard, and my doctor told me that I should try relaxing. So that was the world's most useless advice, and I found ASMR, and it was the only thing that could get me to sleep. It cured my insomnia quite literally. So it's close to my heart, it really helped me. And actually I had sort of unintentionally or unknowingly been watching ASMR before, because there was a YouTube channel that me and my best friend in school really loved, called Haniki, who is a woman who does videos where she would just make the most gorgeous looking food and desserts, and it was also clean and crisp and quiet, and all the sounds were lovely, and I didn't know what ASMR was at the time, but I just knew that I loved her videos. And it sort of just transitioned into watching ASMR before I went to bed, and then, the obsession began. So, what are your favourite ASMR triggers? My absolute favourite kind of ASMR is anything to do with like the head or hair. I love hair videos. And so I don't mind if they're spoken or not, but if you can hear like these sounds, It's the best. Or like scalp massage or like haircut videos. Those are my absolute favourite. I have only one real objection, which is that I hate mouth sounds. And that is one of the reasons actually why most of my videos are soft spoken instead of whispered, because it's a personal preference of mine. And I'm aware I do make mouth sounds, but I try to avoid them in the ASMR that I watch. So, who are your favourite ASMR artists? Well, I've got a few key ones who have been there since day one. So, Ting Ting ASMR, I think, has got to be my absolute top watched ASMR artist. She's a wonderful, wonderful creator who just makes the nicest, gentlest videos. She does a lot of hair ASMR, that's how I found her. She was one of the first that I ever watched too, along with Whispers Red ASMR. You can probably see a link because she also does a lot of hair videos. But they're both just such like comforting presences that really, I love them. I also have been watching a lot of, in a different context, a channel called Drew Nail, and she is a nail artist, and the videos are of her doing like really elaborate nail art and like extensions and that sort of thing, and they're completely unspoken. It's just the sounds of the nails being done, and they are just so like hypnotizing. So like I normally just watch those when I'm just like sitting down and want to see something, or like in the background, whereas the other two, they're like for sleeping for me. But I'll put links to all of those in the description so you can check them out for yourself, because they are wonderful. So, what are your friends and family thoughts on your ASMR? None, as far as I know, none of my friends and family actually watch my videos, but they are all, supportive from a distance. It's only because, one, I don't want them to because I'm embarrassed, and two, they just don't like watch ASMR as is. Like, it's not in their interest. But, everyone I've spoken to about it has been like, wow, that's like really cool. So they're all really supportive, which is really great. Like, no one's been weird about it. But they also are not watching my videos. And I think that's for the best, because it feels weird to me for a reason I can't explain. Maybe I just need to, get over that hump and be proud, But here we are. So, what is your favourite video that you have made? I think my favourite videos would be maybe the face tracing videos, where it's like with different sort of pens and pencils and stuff like that, doing all of this, tracing the face, because I love watching those videos and they're fun to make as well, and they're really simple, so I really enjoy those. That might be in my top. I really like the art videos, and I think they are very well received. Like, I think people really enjoy those, so I'm happy to make those as well. And so, are you planning to make any more videos related to the LGBT community? Yeah, I'd definitely like to do more. I am part of that community, so I'm always happy to support it in any way I can. I haven't made any more because I'm not really sure how to, naturally segue it in. But the last one I made was a Pride makeup video, so I can definitely try and do more like that. And I would like to, do as much as I can. What do you use to film with? My phone. This right here is my phone. It's a Huawei, so that is actually one of the reasons that I'm starting a Patreon, because I'm going to be saving up to get an actual camera. I feel like there's going to be a real increase in video quality with a proper instead of just like my phone. But you know, humble origins. And it just shows you can make ASMR with relatively little complex equipment. Favourite song? Well, I got some questions saying, you know, what's your favourite song? I also got one that said Desert Island Discs. So I'm going to combine those a bit. I don't know. I think it's not uncommon, but I don't have a favourite song. I just like cycle through favourites every few weeks. I think one of my favourites at the moment is Hello, Hello, Hello by Remy Wolf. I don't know, there's just so many. I'm gonna kick myself later for not thinking about this more, because I know there's like gonna be so many songs that I didn't think about that I wish I'd said, but my mind's gone blank. But yeah, no, I don't have a favourite song. But as for Desert Island Discs, I think I would put Decide, the album by Joe, because I never get sick of that one. It's great, every song. And then there's have to be some sort of like classics. I was an emo in school, so maybe The Black Parade, because you know, just good vibes, you know. And also, I'm gonna add another good album that I'm a fan of is Exact by EXO, because nobody is immune to K-pop. We were all 15 once, and you know, it sticks with you. So that's going on there. And just like, you know, music that came out when you were 16, it's different, isn't it? Someone else asked 5 favourite Beatles songs, and I'm gonna beg right now, please don't crucify me, but I'm not the biggest Beatles fan. But I'm just gonna change it to my favourite Beatles song, because I do have one of those, and it is All My Loving. I don't know why, that song just hits me in the right place. What are you studying at uni? I'm studying psychology at the moment. And actually, this is not my first uni degree, because I used to study fine art. I did a fine art painting degree for 2 years before I dropped out and switched to psychology. And before that, I did a diploma in arts and design, which I passed with distinction, thank you. But yeah, I really took a switch a couple of years ago, and now I'm on the psychology path, and I'm really glad about that. It's a good decision. And actually, the next question was, you're really good at painting. Would you like to work in that field in the future? And actually, one of the reasons that I left my fine art course is because I didn't feel that I had much of a future in fine art, because as much as I love it, with painting, like physical in-person painting, unless you get famous, it's not a greatly viable career option. And I want to live comfortably. And also I do sort of do it as a job now anyway, because I didn't want to stop painting. I love it. So I currently do commission paintings that I sell on Etsy, and that is my sort of job on the side of uni. So I do work in the field a little bit, but it's not, you know, my future as a whole. So the next question is, what is your dream job? And actually, what I'm aspiring to is to be a therapist, psychotherapist, counselling therapist, that sort of thing. And, you know, I'm on the path, so all going well there. And that links into the next one. Where would you like to see yourself in 10 years' time? Out of higher education would be nice. I've been in it for a long time, and I'm going to be in it for a long time coming, because it takes quite a lot of qualifications to be a therapist, as it should, honestly, you know. Actually, that I tell a lie. In England, it does not take any qualifications to be a therapist. You can just call yourself a therapist and charge people money, but if you want to be accredited and be a good therapist, then you need a lot of qualifications, and so I'm going along that route now. So in 10 years' time, I hope to be, you know, at that point where I have that job, and I hope to be making these videos still, because, you know, I'm hoping that's still going to be something that's on the cards for me. I don't know, I hope that in 10 years' time I will have maybe travelled around a bit, settled somewhere. Maybe not settled, I'm not sure. Only time will tell. Right. You have to sing one song all the way through or you die. Nursery rhymes are forbidden. What do you think? My guess is that they mean by this a song that I have to know all the lyrics to. Which I can't think of any of them immediately that I would know, but you know, it's just like when a song comes on that you've known for a long time and just all the lyrics come out. Like you don't realise you knew them all, but they're all there. There's going to be a lot of those. So I think I would, gun to my head, have to pick one of the songs from my teenage emo days. Just because, you know, they don't ever go. The music you listen to when you're a teenager is with you for life. Maybe, actually, a song by All Time Low, Pop Punk Kings. And in fact, the first concert I ever went to when I was maybe 13. Something, I'm gonna maybe Weightless by All Time Low, or Break a Little Heart. Something from Don't Panic, that album. I feel like that's all gonna be ingrained in there. Okay. What is your favourite thing about your hometown/country? That my friends are here. That I've met a whole host of wonderful people in it. That's what I'm going to say. It's definitely my favourite thing about it. Do you plan on doing live/custom ASMR with your Patreon? Well, I already do custom ASMR. You just have to email me. But I think the idea of doing live ASMR will be fun for my patrons. I'm not really completely familiar with how that will go, but I'm hoping it'll be good. So, if you're interested, do tell me. But yeah, it's definitely up there. So, will you do more medical roleplay videos? Yeah, definitely. I actually, in fact, have an eye test booked for tomorrow afternoon in preparation for an optometrist video. Because, you know, I do my research and also haven't had an eye test in more than a decade, so it's probably about time. And I think I do need glasses, so 2 in 1. I'm going to do some research and probably get a prescription. But yeah, I definitely do want to do more medical roleplays. I just need to, just like that, I need to research them because I want to do it right. I don't want to jump into something medical not knowing what I'm doing. So wait up and I'll be doing them. I will. Favorite breakfast? Well, I definitely have a sweet tooth, so favorite breakfast probably has to be pancakes or waffles or something, or French toast, with fruit and maybe chocolate. A crepe. Maybe it's a crepe. Yeah, I'm settling on that. That's my dream breakfast. Favorite dessert? That's much harder because there's so many. If I had to choose between sweet or savoury for the rest of my life, it would always be sweet. Favourite dessert? Maybe Black Forest cake. It's definitely the best cake, but there are so many more things in the category of dessert. like a warm cookie, fresh out the oven. Or ice cream. Okay, now I'm going to stick with Black Forest cake for now. But just know that I'm upset at having to pick one. Favourite movies? That's hard too. It's the same as the songs. I don't really have a favourite. And I know that I'm going to think of some later that I didn't like. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to kick myself. I definitely like Booksmart and Jojo Rabbit. Hell's Moving Castle. It's a great movie. I don't know if it counts, but Inside by Bo Burnham. It's a comedy special, but it's movie length. It's fantastic if you haven't seen it. Oh, Knives Out. Knives Out is a great movie. Let's think. There's got to be some like kids movies in there for sure, like The Incredibles, Monsters Inc. Classics. Parasite. That's a great movie. I don't know, there are too many. It's too much to pick from. But I'll go with those. One of them. What is your ancestry? Well, I'm half Australian, half German. And I suppose on the Australian side, way, way, way back, it's Irish somewhere. But, that half and half is what I'm going to go with. Next one. Any interesting hobbies? Well, if I could put eating as a hobby, that would be my number one. But I don't know if that counts. So, obviously a lot of painting, drawing, art is a big hobby of mine. But that aside, I really like to bake. I'm a big baker, because I'm a big eater, of course. And I also really like to sew. So I don't actually do it that often, because I don't really have the time. But I love doing a little project on my sewing machine. But yeah, I think those are the big ones. So, do you speak any other languages? I do. Ich spreche Deutsch. Mein Deutsch ist wirklich nicht perfekt. Ich bin nicht ganz fließend, aber weil mein Vater ist aus Deutschland, ich kann ein bisschen sprechen. Er hat zu mir gesprochen, wenn ich ein Kind war. Aber ich muss wirklich noch üben. Yeah, so I speak German, but not that well. I speak it. Okay. Are you single? No, I am not. Do you want to stay in the UK or go back to Australia someday? Or both? Or neither? I would love to go back. I mean, I don't see myself living in England for the rest of my life. I think, there's a whole world. Who wants to stay in the same bit of it for their whole life? And I would love to go back to Australia. I do love it there, it's beautiful. So, I would like to go back, but I don't know if I want to live there permanently, because I don't know where I want to live permanently yet. So, I like to be in the UK, I'd like to be in Australia, I'd like to be elsewhere too. My cat is really snoring now. I hope it's not too disturbing. He's in deep sleep. Where in the world would you like to travel to? Well, up until recently, the biggest on my bucket list was Japan, but I just went. And so, I think I would really like to visit South Korea. I want to go to Australia again, because it's been a long time. I'd love to go to New Zealand. The name left me there. I'd love to go to New Zealand. I've never been there before. A lot of places, honestly. I just want to see all of Europe. I would like to see more of Scandinavia. I used to live in Denmark, so I've seen that part, but I want to travel around. Did you know that your interview in Japan went viral? Yes, I'm aware, because I got messages from quite a few people that I know in real life going, "Is this you? Hey, I've just seen this video." And I had to be like, yeah, I just went to Japan. And then also I got about 1 million messages from people online who had been like, "Hey, I recognize you." and then seen these videos, you know. So yes, I did know that. That's a bit crazy. And I think it's really funny actually to see that. But I made the mistake of reading the comments once, and you know, it's just like this, my specific YouTube community is such a like lovely bunch that I forget that there are lots of other parts of YouTube that just like harbour a huge amount of misogyny. So it was quite disheartening to see the comments. But you know, it's still fun to see that sort of thing happening. And honestly, it just made me appreciate you guys a whole lot more, because you're all very nice. And, you know, not sexist, and I like that. The bar is low. What is the best topping for an apple crumble? Cream, custard, or ice cream? For me, it's ice cream. For almost any dessert, ice cream, always. It's the best of the three. Is AI technology a bad idea? As a whole, no. It does a lot of useful things, but in the ways that we're seeing it now, yeah, some of it is a bad idea, I think. I mean, there's been all the recent controversy with like AI art, which, I mean, take a guess, as an artist, I'm not a fan of it, because it just takes all the meaning out of it. The purpose of art, to me, is that somebody made it. So if it's just like, you know, a computer put that together, what's the point? But yeah, I think there are some instances now where it's getting a little too dangerous, and in some places it's just killing industries that don't need to be killed. But there are some uses for it that are still good, yeah. Heinz beans or coffee beans? Well, I don't like coffee, so I'm gonna go with Heinz beans. I actually don't really like baked beans so much either. Like, the bean, great. The sauce, it's not for me. But I also don't like ketchup, so I feel like they're in the same vein. But I'm gonna go with Heinz beans over coffee, because coffee tastes terrible to me, and the caffeine makes me shake. So I'm gonna have to pick by elimination. We're getting to all the, you know, silly questions now, by the way. Is it better to be rich and lonely or poor and heartbroken? I think it's better to be poor and heartbroken, because the heartbreak eventually fades. And, you know, being lonely is a terrible feeling, so I would rather be poor and heartbroken. Would you rather have more money or more time? I hope nobody calls me vapid here, but I think I'd rather have more money. Because if you have more money, I think that gives you more time. Because the more money you have, the less time you have to spend doing things to earn money. And then the more you can enjoy the time that you already have. Save the bees or save the whales? Choose one. This is my last question, by the way. And I am sad about it, but I'm choosing the bees. Because if the bees die, all the crops that we eat die. And I'll be very sad to see the whales go, but I think we need the bees more. Anyway, that is the end of my list. So I hope you've learned something useful today. Well, it won't be useful. I hope you've done something interesting today. And once again, I want to thank you all so much for getting me to 10k and just building a great little hub of people out there, and for supporting me. So check my description for all the little things that I mentioned throughout, and I'll see you guys again